Caleb Tubbs.
Mr. Tubbs?
Your Honor, this is Caleb Tubbs, case number 23 CF 3694. We have two motions, a motion to depose juvenile and a motion to suppress.
Okay.
And I think Mr. Sullivan just responded to the motion to depose juvenile this morning.
Judge, I filed a written response this morning and then provided Ms. McCarthy a copy of my response.
Let me go real quick.
I don't know if it's come through yet.
I've got it.
Okay. I don't know that we need to have a hearing on that. I think the court can roll on the motions themselves as far as that motion goes.
I agree.
I'll just take that under advisement and get you an order out on that.
Yes, Your Honor. And as far as the motion to suppress goes, I've got one witness, Jake Roberts.
Okay.
I may need to go grab him, Your Honor.
Okay.
Station name for the record. Jake Roberts. Where are you employed?
Dade County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been there?
I've been employed with the Sheriff's Office for about 5 years.
Were you working in September 2023?
Yes, sir.
Are you the investigator that, the case agent, so to speak, on the case against Caleb Tubbs?
Yes.
Can you tell me, at some point, did you come in contact and make an arrest of Mr. Tubbs?
I did.
Prior to doing that, can you tell me a little bit about what your investigation involved in, what information you had?
Sure. So it involved allegations that Mr. Tubbs had a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old child. I did an interview with that child where she disclosed multiple incidents of sexual contact, sexual intercourse with the defendant. And from there, made contact with the defendant. And
When you made contact with the defendant, where was he at?
he was in his vehicle.
Did you see him prior to him being in his vehicle?
I did not. Sergeant Reinhardt, who was assisting me with the case, did. I was in the area, and Sergeant Reinhardt saw the defendant get into his vehicle that was registered to him and drive away, and we conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle.
And when you say we, who do you mean?
Me and Sergeant Reinhardt. Sergeant Reinhardt was in front of me, and I was behind Sergeant Reinhardt.
What was the basis for that stop?
It was an investigative stop. I had probable cause to arrest the defendant for lewd and lascivious battery.
And when you conducted that stop, what happened?
We made contact with the defendant, asked him to step out of the vehicle. He stepped out of the vehicle. We detained him, searched his person, and located marijuana in his front pocket.
What was the purpose of detaining him?
To take him down to the sheriff's office for questioning, but ultimately was to arrest him.
Your intention was to arrest him for the L&L charges that you had?
Correct. Yes, sir.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. McCarthy?
Sergeant?
Corporal.
Corporal Roberts?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you, when you stopped him, you had probable cause to arrest him?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a warrant?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and what was your probable cause?
The victim had disclosed that she had multiple sexual encounters with the defendant.
Okay, and had you been watching his house before that?
I had not. Sergeant Reinhardt had conducted surveillance on his house.
And why didn't you just contact him at his house?
When we saw his vehicle at his house, and then when we went back, the vehicle was gone.
Okay, so you weren't following him?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And when you spoke with him at the station?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did you realize that he was intoxicated?
I don't necessarily recall. I kind of got that feeling, but it wasn't something that was overt.
Okay, but you chose to go forward with the questioning anyway?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You want me to ask anything else? No, you can't. Okay. Oh, no, that. Okay, no further questions.
All right, any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Need,
You may be excused.
Corporal Roberts be excused. Sir, you may go about your day.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No other witnesses, Your Honor.
Ms. McCarthy?
Your Honor, would just call Mr. Tubbs.
All right, Mr. Tubbs, you raise your right hand.
Promise swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Caleb Tubbs.
And Mr. Tubbs, do you remember being stopped by the police when you were in your vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
And it was Corporal Roberts
Yes, ma'am.
and Sergeant Reinhardt?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and at the time that you were stopped, had you committed a traffic infraction?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and were you intoxicated?
Yes, ma'am. I had friends invite me over to their house, and I've had several cups of liquor.
Okay, and did you go with them to the station?
Yes, ma'am.
And did they question you?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you intoxicated during the questioning?
Yes, ma'am.
If you hadn't been intoxicated, would you have answered their questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions.
Any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. So, Mr. Tubbs, your testimony today is that you were intoxicated when you got in your vehicle?
Yes, sir.
You were intoxicated when you started that vehicle?
Yes, sir.
You were intoxicated when you were driving that vehicle?
Yes, sir.
You're aware that driving under the influence is a criminal traffic infraction?
Yes, sir.
So when you
But
testified a moment ago that you didn't commit any traffic infractions, that was not true. You were driving under the influence.
yes, sir. But I didn't, I didn't break no traffic law.
Other than driving under the influence. Correct?
Right?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, any other argument from the state?
No, Your Honor. The testimony of Investigator Roberts showed that he had probable cause to conduct this investigatory stop. That's it.
And our argument is that he didn't have probable cause for the stop and that he took his testimony while he was intoxicated.
Which is not a basis for the motion. The motion is that that was filed was that
There was no
there was
probable cause. to
no probable
stop.
cause for a traffic offense, which
He's testified he had probable cause to stop based on the statements of the alleged victim. What is your response to that?
Your Honor, that was enough to question him, but he didn't arrest him until he took him to the station, so it wasn't probable cause to arrest him.
And they were already at my house.
which, Your Honor, isn't the issue. The issue that was filed in the motion is that they didn't have a basis to stop.
To stop him.
You had the probable cause to stop, detain, and question the defendant. That's the end of the motion.
Ms. McCarthy?
I'd leave it up to Your Honor.
I tend to agree with the state, but I'll give you a written order. We'll set this, where are we at as far as, we need to go ahead and set it for a we'll set it for a pretrial April 18th
Yes, Your Honor.
at 9 o'clock, and then you'll have both orders by that time, okay?
Thank you.
All right, this is Chad Cornelius Seymour coming before the court in 24 CF2. He is currently charged in a 3-count information. His current bond is $2 million.
Call your first witness.
Okay. My mother's here also.
Oh,
Right.
Here we go. Okay. Your Honor, if I can have Mr. Seymour sworn in.
Sir, if you'll raise your right hand.
Solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes,
All right. Now, Mr. Seymour, before you came into custody, you are a resident of where?
Dothan, Alabama.
Okay. And you were brought down here after that.
Yes,
How long have you been a resident of Dothan?
life,
Okay.
with the exception of college.
Okay. And do you have family all throughout Dothan?
Yes,
Okay. Do you have any family here in Bay County?
no,
Okay. How were you employed prior to coming into custody?
well, before custody, I was disabled. I have stage 4 kidney disease, congestive heart failure, diabetic retinopathy, and severe diabetes.
Okay. So you were on disability and undergoing medical care for all of those?
Actually, the hospital started the disability process in October.
Okay.
I had ongoing medical procedures and processes for the last 2.5 years.
Okay.
related to those things.
What were your upcoming medical procedures that have been placed on hold right now?
I was diagnosed with onset congestive heart failure in October. I saw Dr. Alibadi and we had was supposed to do a stress test and other tests to see how far gone it was. I have stage 4 kidney disease, and since being incarcerated, they did blood work and my kidney function has dropped from a 43 baseline to 23,
Okay,
which means that right teetering on dialysis.
okay. And obviously, you're not able to make the $2 million bond, is that correct?
No,
Okay. Is there a bond that the court could reduce this to that would be more, you would be more capable of posting or that your family could assist you with?
yes,
Okay, what would that amount be?
just 50,000 on each charge at most.
Okay. Your Honor, that's all the questions I have for Mr. Seymour.
Mr. Sullivan, any questions for,
No questions, Your Honor.
all right? Any other witnesses?
What's your mom's name?
Janice Freeman.
Your Honor, Janice Freeman,
Ma'am, if you'll come forward.
where would the court like? Right here?
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, she's gonna swear you.
Solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes,
All right, can you state your name for the record, please?
Janice Freeman.
Okay, and how are you related to Mr. Seymour?
That's my son.
All right, and where are you a resident of?
200 grand.
Okay, lifelong resident of Dothan, Alabama as well?
I've been there 20-something years.
Okay. And he's, aside from moving off to college at one point, he's been in Dothan his entire life also?
Mhm.
Okay. As far as transportation, if he was to be able to post bond and be released, obviously you're here today, you'd be able to provide him transportation as well if anything came up. Okay. And you're aware of all his medical conditions?
Yes,
Okay. And he was actively seeking treatment prior to being
yes. he
taken into
was.
custody?
Mhm.
Okay. And you're aware of the severity of all those as well?
Right.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Sullivan?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, you can have a seat. Ms. Jewel, you can call your next witness.
No more witnesses, Your Honor.
State have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor, the victim in this case has provided a letter. She did not want me to read it out loud, but wanted me to pass it up to the court to read. I've also provided a copy to Ms. Jewel as well.
And Your Honor, we have had the opportunity to see that letter as well.
Okay. All right, any argument from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. As far as the defendant's danger to the community, I think it's important to talk a little bit about the allegations and what he's charged with. The defendant is accused of essentially preying on individuals who are in the Dothan County jail, the Houston County Jail in Dothan, who cannot afford to bond out. He offers to pay their bond, and what he did in this particular case, he offered to pay this victim's bond. When she was released from jail, he picked her up and at gunpoint brought her to Panama City and forced her to prostitute herself in order to pay him back. Over the course of several days, he sexually battered the victim himself and forced her to prostitute herself several times. The state is currently investigating other potential victims where this has occurred. The defendant is a danger to society. What he did is, what he's accused of is extremely heinous. He's currently charged with 3 felonies, 1 a first-degree felony punishable by 30 years, 1 a first-degree punishable by life, and 1 a life felony. As far as his ties to the community, he is from out of state, albeit Dothan, relatively close. However, the state has informed the defense that the state does intend on seeking life imprisonment in this case, does not intend on making a plea offer. Given the nature of the charges, the potential maximums, and in fact, the penalty that the state is seeking in this case, there is a high risk that the defendant is a flight risk. These bonds are higher than most normal bonds, but given the allegations, I believe that the bonds in this case are reasonable, and I would ask that the court leave the bonds as said.
Ms. Jewell?
Your Honor, and the key with what the state said was these are allegations at this point, and bond is not punitive. It is merely to ensure his reappearance to court, no matter what the penalty is. And we've established that, you know, his mother will help him. He has a means to come down here. And he does have familial support as well. And Dothan, you know, is only about an hour away from here. So it's not that he can't return to this county. We would be asking for bonds in the amount of approximately 50,000 per count to ensure his return to this area. He's not ever, well, he's only been away from Dothan for college, but other than that, everyone knows where he is, and this is just to secure his reappearance in court. He has serious medical issues that do need attention, that the Bay County Jail, if his kidneys continue to decline, he will require dialysis, which will fall upon the Bay County Jail to provide. I think in this case, those a reduction in bond to allow him to bond out and continue his medical treatment outside would be appropriate.
Based on the nature of the charges, even though his mother has traveled down from Dothan today, he is from out of state. There's no testimony that he has any contacts with the local community. I have considered the allegations contained in the probable cause affidavit. I'm going to deny the motion to reduce the bond. We'll leave the bond as it is. Has he been arraigned yet?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe he was arraigned on Monday.
He was, Your
Okay,
Honor.
so we just need another court date. When do you want to set him?
Your Honor, if we could go to the May docket, we are already in the process of investigating several things where the victim is concerned. And so I think May would be appropriate.
May 23rd at 9 o'clock.
We're gonna do-
I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna file the statement in the court file. Madam Clerk.
Sir, in the Wayne County Jail, what's your name?
There you go. Say your name.
Say your name, sir.
For me,
Yeah,
the beneficiary of the state. I'm here today for the state.
what's your name, sir? I don't know who the beneficiary is.
Excuse me?
What is your name?
I'm coming to appear as the beneficiary of the state, Your Honor.
Okay, forget all that. What did your mom call you? What's your name? I have no idea who you are, sir.
Beneficiary, sir.
Okay, well, you're gonna sit there until I figure out who you are.
I'm not under that jurisdiction to consent to the name, Your Honor. That's
Okay,
appearing
as
under
far
your
as I'm concerned,
jurisdiction.
your case is then, because I'm looking for Mr. Pollard. If you're not Mr. Pollard, then you're not here, and the warrant will be for your arrest, and you can sit in jail till you rot for all I care.
That's fine, Your Honor, but
Okay.
that's,
Deputy, you can remove him, he's not here.
he's not here today because he doesn't exist.
Okay, bye.
The all
Have a nice
caps,
day.
the all caps entity.
Good talking to you, goodbye.
Sorry about that, Judge. That was Kevin Pollard.
Okay,
And
thank you, I appreciate it, no problem.
and then we're gonna, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
He doesn't want to be here, he doesn't have to be. I don't know who the beneficiary is, that's not on my document.
I understand.
I said I was going to take out of order Miss Nicole Murphy state case. So do you have anything more that, okay, who's behind you?
Me.
No, Miss Ashley, who's behind you?
Who's
Hello?
behind you?
Hello?
Who's behind
Who's
you?
behind you? You're on mute. You need to double click the mute mic.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes,
Where are you, Miss Murphy?
I'm at home.
Okay, well, so why aren't you here if you didn't go to work?
Why you asking the question? Where?
Who is that?
That's her boyfriend. That's what my kids have to deal with.
No, they don't.
That's who my kids.
Okay,
are.
stop.
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 Yeah.
How do you know?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you take the child and put her in that side room right there, please? Miss Murphy, you need to turn your video back on. Miss Murphy? Miss Murphy? All right. Ms. Lord, did you ever interview any witnesses that Ms. Murphy presented?
She did not present me with any witnesses.
Okay.
I talked to her on the phone, but
Ms. Murphy?
Hello?
All right.
Hello?
We're gonna move then. We'll skip over Ms. Murphy.
Hello?
You need to turn your volume up.
Hello?
Yes, Ms. Murphy, why are you not here if you're home?
Because the lady reported to me at 6:52 p.m. that my background check is still pending. But my start date was yesterday. Well, today. And I
So
did
why are you?
verify the information through
I'm sorry?
email. I can verify the information through email.
That's not my point. My point is, if you knew that you
I
were
didn't
not
know.
going to go to work, why aren't you here?
I didn't know. I believe that there's some background things happening as far as where some people may have more authority or power over my start date. And that's exactly what it is.
No, what I mean is last night when you realized that you did not have to report to work because your background was pending, why did you not come to court this morning?
Because I have transportation issues. I have to walk 30 minutes to a bus stop. And it's like, why am I keep having these back and forth situations that are very stressful for my health and my mentality? And I'm exhausted with this whole case that's been going on for 7+ years because of nonsense and no communication. And people that scheming over monetary reasons, over greed.
Okay. You need to probably get to the courthouse. Okay. Because I don't know what's going on in your background, but it's not painting a very good picture for you.
Oh, he's going to Family Dollars to go get cigarettes.
Yeah, I'm not worried about where he's going. What I'm saying to you is that you need to come to the courthouse.
I don't have no way.
How'd you get here yesterday?
I walked 30 minutes to the bus stop.
Okay.
What you need, baby?
No, they want me to come to the courthouse now.
All right, let's go.
And matter of fact, I may stop at the library to go print out my whole supportive documents as far as my tests, as far as my drugs, as far as me trying, as far as my job and everything. And
I don't think you have time. You don't have time at this point to print anything out. You can come here. We'll deal with it when you get here. But you need to come to the courthouse.
Come on, open the door. Hey, open the door. I'll take this right.
no, you're
All
gonna take me directly there.
Nope.
All right. Thank you. I'll see you later.
Door. Can you open the door, please? I see it.
So we're going to start back with your case.